In this video, I'm going to walk you through the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Curriculum Level 3. In this video, I'm just going to show you what you get if you order the entire set like I did. I'm going to show you inside of it, and then, okay, so this is the beginning of April, and we started using this at the beginning of February. They have Level 3 completely free online. You can download it. However, you don't get the readers, like you don't get the penny's worth of character, and you don't get those 2 readers as a download for free. But you do get the full curriculum, the course companion, and the flashcards. So you do get that for free. So what we done was for the first 2 weeks, we tried it for free. We downloaded it and printed it out. So for the first 2 weeks, we tried it and we liked it, so then we bought it. So when you see in here, you'll see like the first several lessons are not written in because we had downloaded it for free and used the printouts, but later on we wrote in it. So we've been doing this for about 2 months now and we enjoy it. Okay, so for Level 3, I will have links in the description box below. But the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Curriculum, it contains literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. Okay, the literature, you will get 2 readers. Okay, so here's Favorite Classics Volume 1 reader, and then same thing, Volume 2. This book is an extra. It costs $5, and just for this book, it's only 61 pages long. We went ahead and bought this, but this book is only needed for 1 lesson. Okay, just 1 lesson. So if you don't want to buy this book or you can't get your hands on this book, just skip that lesson. It's not too big of a deal, but it's only needed for 1 lesson. Okay, the vocabulary are these cards. These are challenging word cards. And what you do, they come on 8x11 sheets of cardstock and you cut them all apart. And what you do is you just get a handful of cards, maybe 10 or 15, just depends on your kid. You may only do 5. But you just have your child read the card one after another. If they know them without hesitating, you put them in the mastered Ziploc bag. So these are the ones my kid knows. The ones after you find a few that they hesitate on and they don't know right off the bat, then build up to as many as you want. I think I give 12 for my kid. And these are the ones that we work on through the week, and once she is able to say them fluently without hesitating, then they go into the mastered bag. And then the other bag is not learned. So these are the ones that she has not been exposed to yet of these cards anyway. Okay, so that's the vocabulary. It's very quick, very easy. Well, if your kid's a very good reader, then it's going to take a little while because they may know several words. But once you find some words that they don't know, then it's very easy. It just takes like, I don't know, not even a minute for them to read through the words every day. So that's very quick. The spelling is here in the course companion. And I just took sticky notes and I cut them in half and I labeled them spelling and poetry. Okay, but the course companion, it contains a daily checklist. So this is the stuff that the child is supposed to do every day. They read in the reader for at least 20 minutes a day. They practice their spelling words, which was here, for 5 to 10 minutes a day. They practice challenging word flashcards for 5 minutes a day, which are these, and it doesn't take us 5 minutes. Then they complete 30 to 45 minutes of work in the course book, which is this. It does not take us that long in the course book either. When we first started using this program back at the 1st of February, it was taking us about an hour and a half to complete the entire daily lesson. But now except for her reading. I don't know, it may just take us 15-20 minutes for everything else. It just depends on the actual lesson. And then 1 to 2 times a week, she is to work on poetry memorization. So that's her daily checklist. And then they have a map key. So in level 3, they are to learn all the continents and the oceans. And the map key here, that's just the answers. So if they get stuck on their geography work in the course book, they can just flip over here and it gives them the answers to help them out. They also will be learning about the countries in the continent of Europe. So this is another map key. And the countries in the continent of North America. That's another map key. And those are the only 2 continents that they will be studying about in level 3. And this is the map key of the United States. So you can see that it does not have every state labeled. The only ones that are labeled are the ones that they will be learning about in the course book. Okay, and here's the spelling part. This page just kind of tells you how to administer spelling. And if you're very new at this, then it will take some time to get used to all this. But once you've got it all understood, it doesn't take much time at all. Okay? And then these are the actual spelling words. You can see these are charts. Chart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we're actually done with all of these spelling words. So what we done is you just start with chart 1 and you say the word out loud and your child spells it out loud. And if they master it right away, if they spell it without hesitating right away, you just check it off. If they hesitate, then I just checked the review part here. That way I would know that those are our spelling words. And once I think I had about 5, I don't know, I think I started off with 5. And once she missed 5 words, then those would be our spelling words for the week. And then once she mastered them, then I would check them off with mastered. So she is done with her spelling now. And then here are some active spelling practice ideas. Just fun things to help the child be able to spell the words. You can use index cards, sidewalk chalk, create a block tower, use Legos, just different ideas to use different things to help them spell their words. And these are spelling rules. So they have rules 1 through 13. And then you have the poetry memorization. Over here it tells you why it's important to spend time memorizing poetry. And then there are a few poems for the child to pick through that they want to memorize. See? And that's all the poems that they have to choose from. So my youngest, she chose to memorize the poem Daisies, and she done that, and she had to recite it to 3 people. And now, which I didn't check it off, but now she's working on this poem, and she has this one done as well. We just haven't written it down yet. And then the end of the companion, the course companion, is glossary of terms. So if she gets stuck and she's like, well, what is an adjective or an article or coordinating conjunction? She can look over here and it gives what it is and kind of gives an example of how it's used. And that is the end of the course companion. Okay, now the actual course book here. One thing I want to say is the levels are not corresponding with grade level. So level 3 does not mean grade 3. Somewhere on Jenny Phillips' website, it says that like each level is kind of like a combination of 2 grades. Let me see. I don't know if it's like grades 3 and 4th or 2nd and 3rd. I think it's 3rd and 4th is what level 3 is. Anyway, so you'll just have to look that up. I think that's in her frequently asked questions. So this is the 2nd edition. Okay, over here, and you can pause the video, if you really want to read what this stuff says. So you can pause it if you want. But this part here is level 3 at a glance, and it tells you like each of the topics under, bigger topics, like what it covers. Okay, so we have grammar, usage, and punctuation, and these are all of the little topics that's covered under that big topic there. And then geography and art. So it covers art appreciation, and then geography topics include, urban, rural, suburbs area, things like that. The Alps mountains, humidity, evaporation, all kinds of stuff. Then you have phonics, reading, literature, and writing. And these are the little topics that's included under that. So it talks about homophones, poetry, sensory language, silent letters and their jobs that they do in words, spelling rules, writing narratives, writing letters, thank you notes, things like that. And this is the table of contents. So this actually tells you what each lesson is, what it covers, and of course the page number that it's found on. And again, you can pause this if you need to. So you can see that like each lesson here, there's some lessons focusing more on spelling or grammar, poetry and art and geography. And I think that's why this is a popular program, is because, each lesson is something different. It's not the same old, boring, monotonous thing. I'll just go down here slowly so you can pause it and read it if you want. And they do have diagramming sentences. They actually start that earlier. I think they actually start that in level 2, but it is here in lesson 23 as well. Okay. And level 3 has 130 lessons in it. Okay. I think level 5 that we also bought has 120, I think. But I'll show you through that one in another video as well. So again, you can pause this if you want. This is about this course. It's pretty detailed about how it was created and what its focus is and how to use it and everything that you need. See right here, books integrated with the course, pennies worth of character. That was only used for one lesson. And I also hear a lot of people saying that they don't want this because this was created by, I guess she's Mormon. I'm not sure about that, but I've heard the word Mormon thrown around in here. In the talk of it. But we have not come across any at all doctrinal viewpoint on here. This is Christian, that's for sure, but there is absolutely, let me show you what lesson we're on. We're on lesson 42. And as of now, lesson 42 and previous lessons, we have not come across any doctrine at all. It's Christian, but we've not come across any, teaching on a specific doctrine. So I don't believe there's anything to worry about in that. And then also level 5 that I have as well, we are on lesson 40 something in that, and we have not come across any doctrine teaching either. Okay, so this one, we did this, but this was this isn't, let me see here. I don't think this is lesson 1. No, this is just the beginning of the course. What they want you to do is they want the child to read this as quickly as possible out loud, and you write their time down and how many incorrect words they got. And then when you are done with this whole course, the child reads it again as quickly as possible, and you write down their time and how many words they got wrong. And it just kind of shows you how much they learned and progressed. We did this, but again, we done that with a print off before we bought this. So, and like I said, you'll see that these first few lessons are not written in because we had printed them off. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to go through each and every lesson. That would just be too long, but I'll just point out some highlights here. Each lesson is labeled as such. It'll tell you the lesson number and like the topics or what its focus is going to be about. Once you complete, well, like there's each sections here, and whenever you complete each section, it's helpful if the child or you checks it off. That way, if you don't get finished with that page in one day, you can come back and you know right away where to pick up. When you complete the whole page, there's another checkbox here to complete the whole page. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see the colors or not, but this is in blue. The blue is it's a note to the teacher, to the parent, okay? The black is what you read, the parent, you read out loud to your child. The pink here, those are things like you need to write on a board or something. Let's see. Sometimes they're the answers. Okay, the green is the directions to the child. Okay, it's like right here, it's telling the child to read this poem out loud to the parent. And there is a lot of pretty artwork on here. These pages, all of the pages in level 3, they are not printed on bright white paper. The color of the paper is more like a cream, like a whitish cream color. And the art papers, they're not glossy, at least in level 3 in this particular book I have. They're not glossy, they're matte, and they're not thick. It's just, nice paper. But the paintings are very beautiful. And they give the name of the artist and his lifetime. So that there, let me go back here. So this was lesson 1, and it tells you that you got to do a worksheet. And this is the worksheet that they would do. And again, there's a place to check off when you're done. And then you're on to lesson 2. You do these 2 pages, these 2 pages, and then you're on to lesson 3. Another art page, and lesson 4. I really enjoyed lesson 4. I felt like they done a very good job on explaining the importance of knowing that books are all different. Some are good, some are bad, some are worth reading, some are not, and like why it is important. I really enjoyed lesson 4, and it continues over here. I think I enjoyed it so much that I actually took a picture of it and sent it to my sister. And this is lesson 5. And then that's for lesson 5, and lesson 6 is on poetry. Lesson 7 here is on artwork, and there's geography. And the artwork here on probably the Alps, part of the Alps mountains. And you can see this picture is just very nicely done. My youngest, her favorite part is the artwork. She actually enjoys all of it, but she looks forward to seeing the artwork. Okay, so this is another geography lesson. And see, they also have editing the story. And here's a line, because the answers, the child is supposed to edit this, and the answers are down here. So they want you to cut on this line and fold it over. That way the child can't see the answers. But I didn't want to, cut this up. So we just cover it up with a piece of paper. More poems. And they got to draw a floor plan to house design. More pictures. And here she had to tell what a sentence, a sentence needs three things, and she had to distinguish if it was a sentence or a fragment. And here it was knowing to add the tion or the sion for the shun, to change the root words or the smaller words with a shun sound. More poetry. And okay, and then now she's working on prepositions, editing the story again, more prepositions over here. She really liked this painting. Adverbs, parts of speech. Okay, here is the answer key for diagramming the sentences. So here she's diagramming the noun, verb, articles, adjectives, and adverbs. More geography. And this one here was just like lesson 4. I think this was a really good lesson. For me, it was worth, going ahead and buying this book and doing this lesson just because of the value that you see in it. I can't even really describe it. But what they done in this lesson was they compared A Penny's Worth of Character, which is that book, with the Dork Diaries, and like good messages that are in each of those books, which you can see there are none in Dork Diaries, and the bad messages that are in each of those books. And you can see Penny's Worth of Character has no bad messages, but Dork Diaries does. So this whole lesson, this was just a nice one. Just the stuff that she wrote, it was just really good. Let's see. Okay, now I'm just going to flip through here. Oh, there is no answer key as of yet for level 3. However, sometimes they do give some answers, like they'll give answers to the sentence diagramming, and then let me see if I can find one. Sometimes they will give answers in the text, or sometimes it'll be upside down, or it'll be like in these little brackets right here. The answer are in the brackets there. Oop, getting blurred. Okay, but as far as having an actual answer book, there is none as of right now. Okay, and now I'm just flipping through here real quick so you can see some of the other, it all looks the same. It follows the same, pattern, I guess you could say, if there is a pattern. So that's a very pretty painting. Okay, so that is what this looks like. And how we keep track, we just have a post-it note here, today's lesson, and we just move it to each new lesson. That way we can keep the book closed and automatically know where we are. Okay, so you are to do a lesson in that every day. And then here are the readers, volume 1 and volume 2. This is just a collection of small books, short stories, or poems. That's what this is. So you can see here there's an actual full-length book in here, a poem, different things like this. And this is the book where she's supposed to read for 20 minutes every day out of it. She has already finished both of these books. So, some kids, these 2 books may last them the whole school year. It didn't last mine, only lasted her about a month and a half. But that's okay, because I think somewhere on the site it even says that it probably won't last the whole year. But once she reads these 2, then what you do for the extra minutes, the 20 extra minutes of reading time each day, you just find regular books that are worthy to be read, and that's what she is to read. Okay? Let's see. So I'll just flip through here real quick so you can kind of see how this looks. It's just black and white. And this one, before she even read it, she had spilled hot cocoa. So you can see it's stained on the sides. That was pretty disappointing. But anyway, but she loves these books. And when she got done with them, she told me, she said, let's not sell these. Can we put them back for my kids? So I told her, of course, definitely this one anyway, since it got hot cocoa on it. All right, so I think that's all I wanted to say for this. I just wanted to kind of walk you through and show you what it looks like, and I will questions, just let me know, and thank you for watching.